Do this. Hi, thank you for joining me, Stephanie Henning, Realtor with Liz Moore & Associates, for my candid video segment, Coffee and Real Estate, where I sort of just pick a topic in real estate as though you and I were enjoying a cup of coffee and just sort of talking about something. If we were out today and you were a buyer for a house, we might be talking about how hard it is to find just the right dream home for you. And so then we might be exploring the process of building a house. And if you're building a house, you may get what's called a construction to perm loan. So what this is basically is a construction loan that automatically rolls over to a permanent 30-year mortgage at the completion of the project. And that's actually what Tom and I did when we moved to Lenexa and we were working with a modular builder. There are certain advantages to doing a modular build for us at that time. That was perfect. So while we're here in Williamsburg today, it's a seller's market, which means that inventory is low and you may not be able to find that exact perfect house. I could totally see you fitting into these shoes. But in order to qualify for financing on a construction loan, typically you need a little bit of skin in the game, a little bit of cash out of pocket, or you have to loan the land outright because a lender wants some sort of collateral for their financing, and they're financing on something that has not yet been built. So there's a few little pieces of the puzzle here. During the construction phase, quite often interest rates are a little bit higher than your usual mortgage rate. And again, that's because nothing's on the ground to serve as collateral for the lending and the financing. Your lender is going to want to have your general contractor, your builder, all the plans in place so that they know what they're lending on. And for example, our modular builder had all the specs. We had a schedule laid out how everything was going to be completed. And so our lender wanted that schedule. And they also do a background check on your contractor, or they should, so that we know that your project is going to be completed and that the builder is financially stable enough to support the project through the completion of it. And this is really important to note because some people want to, and my husband included, wanted to dream about building it himself, which is great if you have nothing but cash laying around and you can go to Lowe's and get all the construction or all the materials you need. But you know, in most cases, you're going to have some sort of a general contractor builder doing the work and possibly subcontracting as well some of the work out, such as your heating and cooling system, such as laying a well or septic if you're in the country like us. For example, if you have some masonry work, that might be subcontracted as well. So either your general contractor is going to be audited by the bank, or possibly their subcontractors too. So in a construction to perm loan, you have what's called a draw schedule, or a series of draws that are going to be taking out. And basically what that is you might have a total loan amount of $300,000, but your total loan amount is going to be taken out in increments as the project gets completed. So like your first draw will typically be the amount for the lot that perhaps if you're purchasing your lot, and could be for survey, clearing the lot, laying the driveway if you're in the country like we are, or you know, paving that, at least prepping the lot, grading, and getting it ready for a foundation. The foundation gets poured. That's what the house is built upon. So that's probably going to be your first draw out of the project. And the county or city ordinance, whoever is overseeing it on that side to make sure that it's built as permitted, will typically be doing a series of inspections as well. So the bank may send out an appraiser after your foundation is completed. The county or city may send out an inspector to make sure that it's being built as permitted, and that it's not breaking any of what am I trying to say? There might be setbacks to the lot, that it's not encroaching on anything, and that's where being built where it's supposed to be and as it's planned. So let's see. And then so as the project gets completed, your draws will be taking out incrementally so that everybody gets paid on time, and you as the buyer, until you get your CO, your certificate of occupancy, you only pay interest on the amount that has been drawn, which is nice. So if you had a $300,000 loan for the total project, your first draw was maybe $90,000 for the lot and the land clearing, and you're only paying interest on that $90,000, not the total at first. So when you have your certificate of occupancy, then you of course get title deed recorded and close, and you are in complete owning of the total loan amount, and so you pay interest accordingly. A couple of things with the construction to perm that are advantageous is number one, you probably only have one close. So this is what the lender has created in order for you to be able to build and only have to pay closing costs once, instead of purchasing the land and then building the property and so forth. So that's really nice. And another, so pay closing costs once with a one-time closing. Another thing is you can lock into a fixed rate with this. So right now our interest rates took a little bit of a jump, and everybody's kind of got their hair on end. And really realistically, over the course of a year, we'd anticipate that interest rate to increase. So if you get in a construction to perm situation this summer, you can lock into a rate before even the project is completed. So that can be really good peace of mind. Now, maybe you'll be paying a little bit more, but at least you know that you're in a fixed rate mortgage and that you don't have to worry about it. So, and then this lending project, or this lending product can be used for a jumbo renovation loan as well. Like say you have a big house and you would love to renovate, and it's a big ticket project, you might be eligible for a construction to perm loan. So, that's a possibility. I recommend Nina Ferd with Fidelity Bank Mortgage. She met with us and went over the process with us. Fidelity Bank is a regional bank, so they are used to this kind of lending scenario. They've done it a lot. They have a very strong, stable portfolio and can, manage the project with you as you go along. So if you have any other questions, feel free to contact me. I'd love to go over it with you. This is just a short little snippet. There's a lot of moving parts to building your house, especially a dream house. But, this is just to get your gears turning. And if you're in one of those buyers, you're thinking of buying and you can't find what you're looking for, call me. We could talk about it. Okay, thanks for joining me.